Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Inspirational Anna Show. It's another Saturday with another marvelous guest to inspire and encourage you. Today's guest has inspired me for many years. Her tenacity, her selflessness, her giving spirit, and her joy has allowed me to grow as well in the same space. Now, I admire her even more because she has ventured into places that I know that one day we will all get to so that we can make a difference together. But before we get to that interview, as usual, here's my poem for today. And it is A Way to Give by Abimbola T. Alabi. Focus on self only makes the world a dreary place to live. But you make it a brighter scene when you give, when you find a way to give. Share with random strangers, not only those you know. It's by practicing such kindness, God's love in you will glow. Be sure to give to people who have no means to repay. Such will always return to you in the most unexpected way. Practice giving to friends, if only to make them smile. Doesn't matter if they have it all, it is a gesture worthwhile. Be generous with your folks. Kindness to outsiders alone. Just how hollow will it be? For charity begins at home. Leave a gift for someone who won't find out it's from you. Directing all the glory to God makes giving pure and true. When you find a way to give, you sow seeds of joy around. You leave behind a scent of hope and make lights of love abound. Again, this poem is A Way to Give. And it's fitting our guest for today, Reverend Ama Owusu, whose spirit of giving cannot be measured by any means. She has given and given and given. And today she's here to tell us what makes her do what she does. She's a woman of God, what drives her and what sustains her, so that you too, if you're dreaming of making a difference, will know that Reverend Ama Owusu took that step. It hasn't been easy, but she's doing it. And I'm sure she's fulfilled because I know how it feels. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Reverend Ama Owusu. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, my sister?
I'm good, Miss Anna. How are you?
I'm good. Did you like
Oh,
the
wow.
poem?
Pardon?
Did you like the poem?
It's amazing. I love it. I
I,
was listening quietly. It's good.
it speaks to exactly what we're talking about today. And that is
Yes.
the spirit
Yes.
of sacrifice, giving and
Mm-hmm.
God's love for the
That's
world,
right. That's
and how
right.
we can be his hand on this
Mm-hmm.
earth.
That's
So
right.
welcome to the Inspirational Anna Show. We're here to inspire, to educate, and bring out the best in anybody that comes.
Mm-hmm.
And together, we hope
Yes.
that we can inspire the world. So welcome once again, Miss Amma.
Thank you. It's an opportunity to be given this platform, Miss Anna. It's really, and I appreciate it. I've always loved you and appreciate you for many years, and
Yes,
I enjoy, I enjoy what you do. I enjoy what you do.
and I
So
enjoy what you do. I respect you and my brother so much. But
thank
before
you.
we go on, because I don't want us to miss even 1 minute of this
Mm,
1 hour, I want
that's
us
right.
to make sure that our message goes out properly, that
Mm-hmm.
people can hear the work that you do, so that
Mm,
if they want to be part of it, they will understand what it is, and who knows where it may go. So, Ms. Amma,
thank you.
please tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Miss Anna. As you have already mentioned, my name is Reverend Dr. Ama Owusu. Um, I am a Ghanaian Canadian, and I lived in Canada here for over 35 years. But somewhere along the line, there was a burden within my heart to do something. You know, in Ghana, I went to Bible school, and I love going to the villages and all that. But when you travel, that vision goes off. Like, you are now working to have, there are many of us who have visions to do something for society, but because of life living, you want to live your life in abroad and forget about everything. you know. So about somewhere around 2002, I had an accident. And during this time of the accident, I realized that God was speaking to me about going back to what he called me to do. So in doing so, we started doing the programs here. We started doing programs for the teens in problems and at-risk youth. We did that for 10 years, impacting the community, the youth. As a matter of fact, one of our products is Francis Atta. I think he has been on your program.
Yes.
Francis Atta was one of the boys that we helped by God's grace to raise them from where they were going, from drugs and all that, right? And God has positioned all these boys in society. So it got to a point where now I need to go and seek for more medical checkup in Ghana, because what I was doing here was not really helping me. So whilst I was going, I decided to take a few stuff to go and give to a school. And I visited 3 schools. And Miss Anna, my heart broke what I saw. I donated 100 pencils to one school, and the headmistress nearly picked me up. And I'm asking, what is going on? And she brought me a bowl of broken pencils, that each pencil was broken into about 3 or so. They were very tiny, tiny pencils that the little children were writing with. And they cannot take it home. They have to take it back after school. That really broke my heart. Then I was taken to another school. That was worse. Like, the children were lying on the floor, and they were writing their ABCs in the sand. And the other classrooms were not clouded. And so animals can come into the classroom while the children were studying. And when they come in, sometimes they leave their signatures. You know what I mean by their signatures?
Yeah, their business.
They do their business in the classroom. So the children have to come and wash it before they can sit down to study. In fact, these things that I saw really broke my heart. I cried and I said, oh God, what can I do? The Lord said, there's so much you can do. So upon my return to Canada, at that time, we have applied to become a charitable organization. So upon my return, the first thing I did was I went to the dollar store and I looked for all the ABCs books. I bought from all the dollar stores and I shipped it back home because my heart was broken to see children,
Suffer.
writing in the sun, learning ABCs and 1, 2, 3 in a very dirty place. So that is where the journey started. And then I realized that my call is to go into the rural areas to be a help to empower children through education by supplying what they need.
Basics.
We are not asking for anything, but we want the basic things like exercise books, pens, pencil, backpack, computers, things that they can use to educate themselves. Then we also connected with the Cali School Board and a few education systems where they would take all the books that they take from their libraries and classrooms, they will donate it to us, and then we will ship it to Ghana, and then we will take them to the rural villages where they don't have these access,
Right.
And resource their libraries, give the books and the pencils to the children, put shoes on a child that is going to school, their feet. Because when you see some of the children, their feet is so broken.
Mm.
Children are going to school with a rice bag. When the child is fortunate, then the parent can buy a 5-kilo bag. After they finish using it, that is where the children now use it as their school bag. These are all heartbreaking issues. Like when you see them, it's like, these things, our children in America and Canada, they throw them away. Every year they buy a new backpack. And here we are, there are children that even don't have one. They are using plastic bags as to carry their books to school. So this is where the whole journey started, that the compassion that I had in my heart towards these children. And we went on doing this for going from village to village. In fact, we have covered a lot of villages in Ghana. We drive,
Yeah.
my husband and I, we drive from village to village, to school to school.
Hold on a
to give
moment.
them. Okay.
On, because I'm almost in tears, right?
Mm.
So, would you say that you said when you started that it was when you got into an accident that you decided to revisit your passion and where you feel God has called you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, as difficult as that time was, there was a revelation that, my child, this is where I wanted you to be.
That's right. That's
so,
right.
in your pain and in your difficulty, because I remember some of them because I was with you.
Yes.
What made you think that in your difficult moment is when you have to go and give to somebody? You know what I mean?
Yes.
You were not exactly living a luxury life.
No.
Things were not going the way you wanted them to go. It's not like you didn't have a plan for your life, right? But why is it that in your time of need, you found it necessary to go deep to give to somebody else? I would think suffering would make you become bitter and withdraw and want to think about yourself. You know how that is. But what made you think? Because I want anybody that is going through something that is suffering to sort of look deeper than the suffering itself and see what the message that is coming. What made you go there?
Miss Anna, I don't want to be preachy. I'm a preacher, so I don't want, but this is an interview, I don't want to be preaching. But you see, in our bitter states, if we could allow God and look forward to see what God is doing, we will see eternal before us. Most of the time, we look at what is happening to me, and then we become bitter and we say, why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? But in the midst of this trial, there is a way out. I am somebody who is very, very active. But here I am, I couldn't go to work. From that time up to that now, I suffer back pain from that accident. I couldn't go to work where I can stand for 8 hours to work. But I found that God gives me grace to do what I'm doing. You see? So if one is going through a time of challenge, put the challenge behind and look through that challenge. Say, God, what do you want me to do? For you to find fulfillment. There is fulfillment in everything. And the scripture also says that God do not bring us through a trial that we cannot bear. In every trial, there is a way out.
Yes.
So for me, this trial that came, that I have got into an accident, I can no longer work, to go and get paid. but I can get something out of that that will fulfill my joy. To know that I am doing something better out there than just to sit here, to be on unemployment, and my life is
Depressed.
miserable, depressed, and all that. I get so much joy touching lives.
Okay. So in other words, we're telling what you're saying is that instead of focusing on your difficulty, rather with God's grace,
Mm-hmm.
you listened to the message that he was giving. And so
Yes.
you returned to your to yourself, which is
Yes.
what you had always wanted to do with yourself. In
Mm-hmm.
other words, sometimes in tragedy, life leads us on because we're trying to live, we're trying to
That's
do the
right.
best that we can. But in
That's right.
tragedy, we actually find ourselves. So
Yes.
now let's go back to these children that are in such dire need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how it feels, because I know how it feels when you're able to collect something worthy and you go and you give it to them. Let's tell whoever is watching. I want you to tell us about the effect it has on you, because you and I already know the effect it has on the children. If even for one moment, is what I tell myself all the time. Tell me the effect it has on you, because I know whenever I do what I do and I'm heading to Ghana, I want to go ahead of the plane because I know what I'm going. I want to go
Yes.
ahead of the plane because I know what I'm going to experience. So tell me the effect it has on you and how it keeps you going, because we always have to work to ask for things, to beg for money, to tell people the story, which sometimes you don't even care to do. But
Miss
tell
Anna,
me.
in fact, I don't even have a word in a dictionary to describe how it feels when you're in
Mhm.
the midst of these children.
Oh,
It is so,
mm,
you know, you know,
mm,
you
mm.
you you know you've done something. Listen, and sometimes we travel for far away,
I don't even
and
want to go there yet because I've
uh,
seen you two on the
yeah,
road and I'm like, okay.
you know, and that's one thing I didn't tell you. We do children feeding as well during Christmas.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and the joy of fulfilling. Look, let me tell you a story. There was a village we went and we shared shoes, right? And one boy didn't get any. Our coordinator came and said, Madam, please search your truck and see if you can find one shoe. For this boy has never wear a shoe.
Yeah.
So I said, bring him. So I went through the truck and I found a shoe and I put it on. Miss Anna, the boy just started running with the shoes. I was standing there and tears started running through my face. I said, oh my God, this child will always remember
That moment.
that moment in his life that he wore a shoe. These children will always remember when a woman and her husband came to our village and they brought me the backpack. The first time I had a backpack,
Mm-hmm.
the first time I have a pencil and exercise book all to myself.
Mm.
It is joyful. And then you hear a little child come close, you say, thank you, madam. God bless you. Oh my God. It makes you feel so good that you have such a life. Sometimes tears comes into my eyes. We travel far away, and sometimes I say, oh my God, how did I come from Canada to be this place? Nobody even know where I am.
Okay. That's why I
Yeah.
needed, this is exactly why I needed to tell the story so that whoever watches will find it in their hearts. Get in touch with me, donate so that we can go and support this husband and wife who have sacrificed their comfortable life here in Canada. And they travel miles and miles. Sometimes I see you two on Facebook and I'm like, only Jesus can do this.
I am telling you, it is the places that we go, Miss Anna. We are Ghanaians, but when we are in Ghana, we are not on holidays. We are working.
I see that.
Yes. And we travel, we drive, miles and miles. Like from Accra even to the northern region is about 900 kilometers.
Mm. What
Then you
made you
reach.
choose? I know that you do things all over the place, but what made you choose? Because when we talk about the North, we're talking about the North. Sometimes I say that when I come to Ghana, I'm going with you and my brother to the North. But when I see you,
You don't have to be afraid.
when
You
I
don't
see
have to
the
be.
two of you in there with your car and you're sitting there, I'm like,
And driving with no, you don't see any houses.
driving, not the driving, when the car has broken down.
Oh yes, many times,
And
many
so,
times.
and
We
so,
we
mhm, go
we
ahead.
we have breakdowns. We go through. One time we went through a river. We're crossing a river, and then the steering rock broke in the river. It was
Do
a
you,
miracle.
do you swim?
No.
Okay, stay away from the river. Anyway, this is why.
Yeah.
This is why. I'm telling anybody, any and everybody who will watch this now or later, it's going to be on Facebook forever. Please share with others and then get in touch with me so that as a collective, we can come together and collect. Because you see, in God's world, not everybody can go to the field, right?
No.
But
No.
when somebody sacrifices to go to the field, that person needs support. It's not an easy thing. And
It
one
is not
thing
at all.
one thing I don't like when people say is nobody asked you. So who's
Yes.
supposed to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when somebody sacrifices to go, I believe that it is our duty to support. It takes a whole village to raise
Yes.
a child. So tell me, some of these areas that you go to, you because one child needs so many things and you can
Ah,
only do so much.
yes.
do, Tell us how this poverty, because people don't understand,
Mm.
childhood lack affects us for the rest of our lives. So give me some examples of what you can see that is happening, because children are growing up abused and in
Yes.
poor circumstances. Tell us some things that you've seen so that people can see the necessity of why we have to help.
Anna, poverty is not good.
No, no,
A child who is coming from a home that is poor is not good.
no.
Now, in these villages, as we go, for example, in the northern region, they marry three, four women, okay? And they are only farmers. In the villages, they are only farmers. So when the man dies, the man leaves about four widows with their children. So the children don't go to school. They are the girls who come to the city and trying to find jobs, and sometimes they get raped
Mhm.
and they give birth. They can't take care of the children in the city, so they bring them back to the village for their grandparents to take care of them. These children don't go to school, so they become laborers. They will have to
And get
work.
raped even more.
That's right. They have to fetch water and sell it. They go to the stream, fetch water, and bring it to people so that he or she can get money and bring to the grandmother for
For the
food
kids.
for the kids. It is so poor that, Miss Anna, when we go even to feed children feeding, the very food that you think is for just a child, some of the parents tell the children, don't eat the food there, bring it home so that we can all eat it. So when we make our mind that we're going to a village to feed 500 children, we
You end up
realize that
feeding
it
2,000 people.
that's right, you have to make sure that you have a lot. So the food have to be fat enough so that if the child takes it home, the mother and all the children can have part of it. Sometimes the mother will bring a baby, sucking baby, to the feeding and say, this baby to eat. Simple, because you have to take the food, go and share with the other children, and she can also have some.
Yeah.
It is bad. How we wish we could do this every time, like feeding people all the time. or show them how to even to do things for themselves. But it takes finances to do this.
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot. I mean, you can never finish this work. The need, Miss Anna, from village to village to village to village, you cannot fulfill this need. Because, for example, if we go to a village and you bring a child exercise books, even if you give a child 10 exercise book, pencils and pen, that would just be for 1 year.
Yeah.
It is not going to be for the rest of his life, right? So giving to these things causes is a lot. And you cannot say that, oh, I gave yesterday, so today I'm not going to give. The poverty is real. People are living in a place where the weather is dry, and food is a problem. So, whatever little we can do to support them goes a long way.
And
there is nothing like a child going to sleep in hunger.
And
all the food that they gave him was too small. It didn't do anything to that child.
And right now we're talking about physical feeding, right?
Yes.
We haven't talked about the effect of poverty spiritually.
On
the mind.
Oh, yes.
On the mind.
Yes.
The way it tears down a person's spirit. And I've been speaking a lot about mental health and gender-based violence, right?
Yes.
So we're looking at boys who are suffering.
Yes.
Hunger. Mental.
Yes.
Spiritual.
Yeah. It makes them, you see, it makes them they don't have confidence in themselves. They can't trust anybody. They don't have compassion, because when they are hungry, they have to do whatever they have to do to get filled.
And then my fear, and it's not just my fear, it's the reality. It's the girls who end up suffering.
Yes. They give the girls away to marriage even when they are very young.
And
at the age of 10,
oh my goodness.
And people take advantage of them, raping them, because the girl is hungry and the boy says, oh, go and buy this for me, and take advantage. Oh, I will give you this. I will give you that. And because of poverty.
What's a girl to do if she's hungry and somebody is offering her something?
There's nothing.
And then there's the period aspect of a girl's life. This is not funny.
No, not at all.
So now I want us to dwell on the fact that give us like a monthly budget, a rough idea. I know I can't even begin to, if it, like you're telling me this and I'm thinking shoe, food, school uniform, if nothing at all, books, and then food in the stomach so that the child can open the book and actually read it, right? So
yes,
I don't know the scope of, or I can't even think about it, right? But give us a rough idea on a monthly basis. I know you need $1 million every month.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Anna.
I
know. Like I said, it becomes even difficult to put a budget on this thing.
It becomes very difficult.
It becomes difficult because, when you go and then you meet another challenge. Every time you're meeting another challenge, you meet a family that doesn't have a place to stay. And then, you're thinking, oh God, how are we going to get a place for these people to stay? So the challenges come on every time. Being on the field makes you always want to do something different.
And yet you don't have the resources.
And you don't have the resources. So, I mean, for me, when I put budget, sometimes I see that it is just a waste because my budget doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere.
My budget doesn't go anywhere. Let me make something clear. My husband and I, we don't get salary.
I know that.
We don't, with every penny that comes, we put it in. Because you know what? I find it difficult. We find it difficult to take the monies to use on ourselves and
When
then not to
somebody is
use it.
hungry.
And when somebody is hungry. So we've made it in a way that people can just volunteer their time and do whatever. Those who want to come with us, just volunteer so that we don't have to pay you.
Right.
You see, so that we can put any money that we get into
Towards the cause.
towards the cause. You see, so in fact, like you said, $1 million a month could have
It's
even
not
been great.
1 million.
Great. You know, it's just, if I am praying that somebody will hear us on this interview and say, look, I will support you every month. Let's say even 100,000 a month or 50,000 a month, I will give it to you.
Then you can
Or
actually plan. You can actually.
that we can actually plan, you know, because feeding a village alone, one village, then you say, okay, I am going to feed 1,000 people. Even if it's $2 per head, you're looking at what? $2,000 already for
Meanwhile, you
just one
haven't
village.
calculated those who will cook the food, your
No,
gas,
my gas, my
transportation.
travel, my hotel, my everything.
You haven't calculated it.
No. So you're looking at just probably about 5,000 per village that
Yes.
you travel.
Mm-hmm.
You see. So we need, even if we choose to say we only feed one village per a month, that is 5,000. Left alone feeding maybe 2 3. You see, and then
Wow.
all the other things that comes in, the exercise book, children's school fees. In my community where we live, for instance, the children know who we are and they're always knocking our door. So,
Trouble.
oh yes.
Same with
Yeah,
us in our area. You'll find mothers with their children on their back coming to sit there. Oh, auntie, and then they are
yes,
nyakwa. Or
yes.
you'll find children when we say there's no library, they'll come. Is there no library today? So the hunger, not only as in their stomach, but the hunger for hope. You
Yes.
see,
You
that's
see,
why we're called endless possibilities and hope development. In
yes,
doing what we do, we're sowing hope. But
we saw in hope,
sowing
Miss Anna.
hope,
Yeah, we
sowing
saw in
hope
hope.
requires money.
Money, it does. Our home has become a library. My husband has brought some of the books to the house. So the children come and sit down and read. Those who can read, they take the books home, go read it, and bring it back. And at the end of the term, they will bring us their report that how they did.
Mm.
Children are going to school hungry. So sometimes I bake this little muffins and then I'll give it to them. And so now they call me Grandma Cake.
But
I so,
but before we go any further, are you getting support in Ghana? Because sometimes I find that
I mean, just don't worry. No,
why you
no,
didn't let me finish my question.
no, because there's no, you don't have to. It is completely no. Let me tell you the sad part of it, Miss Anna. We ship things here to go and help the people in Ghana, and we don't even get the waiver to clear the things. So when we ship, we have to get money to clear the things from the port to go and give it for free.
I was looking at an organization that says they raise containers of books to be shipped to wherever you want, but you have to pay the shipping cost. When I checked, the shipping cost is 11,000 US dollars.
Yes, that's it. That is it. Then when you bring it to your destination, which is Ghana, you will have to pay the custom duty. Because if you don't pay it on time and you say, I'm going to go and get a waiver from the government, by the time they give you anything, you have incurred demurrage, which is more than what you were supposed to pay. So to avoid that, whenever we ship, we have to raise the funds ready to clear the things from the port. and to go and
So,
give it for free.
so since I know what you're going through, and I know the toll it can take on you, what keeps you going?
Mr. Anna, I can just answer shortly: the grace of God.
The grace of God.
The grace of God and the hope that is in us to give to somebody.
Mm.
To see that there's something I tell people all the time. I tell them that, look, we are in our 60s today, 50, 60, 40, 50, 60, whatever age you are. The children that are coming up today, they will be our leaders in the next 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
They will be in government. At that time, you and I will be old, we will not be able to settle. So, what we put into the children today is what we're going to get tomorrow.
The seeds we sow today.
The seed you are sowing today will be what you get tomorrow. So, that's why we say our organization is families of today for
For
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
We are raising today's family for tomorrow because what we do today will tell whether we did a good job or we did a bad job.
Mm-hmm.
So if we ignore the children today and they are hungry, we should remember we are raising armed robbers.
Thank you.
We are raising the children that are depressed.
Mm-hmm. They can't think.
They can't think. We are raising all sorts of people because out of their need, they'll be doing something that will not be pleasing
Mm-hmm.
unless the grace of God come in.
Yes.
You see, so we have to tackle the issue now for tomorrow. When we are old and we cannot do anything for ourselves, what would tomorrow future be? The
Okay.
tomorrow, what would it be? How
Okay.
would we look like with the children there today?
Okay. Okay. So now I want you to help me by breaking down, right?
Mm,
Specifics. I know that at the end of the day, it boils down to money,
mm,
right? But
mm.
what are some things that you need? Mainly it's money, because once you have the money, if
Yes,
it's pencils you can buy, if it's
that's
pens
right.
you can buy, if
Yes,
you can buy. But
yes.
outside of the money, and also viewers, like we've said, when we collect things from here, we have to raise money to ship
Mhm.
the things and then to clear the things, which
Yes,
takes away from the purpose,
that's right.
so that all the money now goes into shipping and
And
clearing.
that's right.
So please, please, when you listen to this interview, one way or the other, what we need is money. And often people like to say non-profit organizations, they keep the money to themselves. Well, I don't want to argue about it, but non-profit organizations have administrative costs.
That's
There are
right.
people who will do paperwork. There are
Hmm.
people in villages, rural areas that have to be paid to
Yes,
organize before people get there.
that's right.
Oftentimes, for those of us whose organizations are not massive and receiving millions from all over the world, we don't even pay ourselves.
No,
So please do not attach us to the big ones and give us the money so that we can go out into the world and do what needs to be done. But back to my question,
yes,
give us a list. What are some things that you need? I almost don't want to ask that question because then you're going to have to use the money to ship it. But I have to
yes.
ask because you need those things as well.
Yes. Well, the things that we need, like I said, we need the supplies, school supplies.
Okay.
We need school supplies. We also need shoes for the children. We need uniforms for the children. And like you rightly said, we would like rather to right now the world you can buy anything anywhere.
Anywhere.
Where we started, we didn't have much resource in Ghana, like where you can go and buy pencils or whatever. But right now, you can even order pencils online and
Like
it will be
the ship.
shipped
Yes.
directly to us in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So we need the supplies, pens, pencils, exercise backpacks, computers, textbooks. These are all things that we need. We also need food to feed the children, rice, oil, the meat, all these things, we buy them, right? So what we are asking today is that it's for us to avoid wasting money in shipping and clearing. Donate the money to us.
Yes.
We can buy everything from Ghana
And
and
save
use it
on cost of
and
shipping.
save a cost of shipping. Because by God's grace, now everything is everywhere. You can get
Yes.
rice, you can get everything, anything you want. So the money will help us to really reach out. Let's say if I spend 10,000 in shipping and clearing, that 10,000 could have go and do a lot. You can go feed another 2 more villages. Yeah. So we need that financial support. Really, is what we need to be able to fill all these areas. There are also schools that right now we need to help cloud them. Like, the children are going to school, some are going under trees and all that. We need people who will say, I will sponsor a school.
Yeah,
I will build a
classroom.
school. We need classrooms for children.
Okay.
We need people who will say, I will sponsor a water for a community. Anything that you want to do. Families of Today for Tomorrow is a Canadian charitable organization. And we will give you the value of your donation in receipt so that you can take it to Revenue Canada. So your receipts, your giving is not just going to waste. But the best thing out of it is that the satisfaction that you have in your spirit and in your soul, that you have touched lives.
Yes. Yes.
You see, there are many that have money sitting. They don't know what to do with it. And they are going to die and leave that money.
Leave it behind.
And leave it behind. But I encourage anybody who is hearing us that invest that money into people. And you'll be more satisfied. If you are suffering today, there is a scripture in the Bible which says that there is a kind of fast. Even if when you are you want to fast, God says feed the poor. Right? Isaiah 56. God says, this is the kind of fast I want, that you will feed the poor, that you will break your bread for the poor, you will clothe the poor. Don't go and fast and make your face sanctimonious, like, Lord, hear me. He says, go. And then when you have done, he says, you shall break forth. Your light will break forth. Your healing will come. Anything that we need, God said, when we take care of the poor, God visits us. Miss Anna, I don't know how I've been able to do this work for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the back pain. But as we go out and we do these things, I forget that I even have pain.
What is the website? What is the organization's website?
The website is Families of Today. No, Families that, okay, it's right there. I think somebody have just posted it.
Yeah, it's my girl.
Yeah, girl, that's right. So that is the website right there. www.familiestoday-tomorrow.org. And you can donate now, it's right there. You can just go there and make your donation. Yeah. Or you can also do achildsmile.org. achildsmile.org. It will bring you to the same place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, with all this sacrifice and all this work that you've done over the years, where has your support come from?
In fact, our we trust God.
I like that you said you were like this. In fact.
Because we are now, you know what is coming, right?
I want to brush my face. And sometimes I say to God, just take care of me.
It has not been easy, but you know what? There has been some people also that have been very steady with us, and we appreciate those partners. They partner with us monthly. Okay. So, some will give 20, some will give 100, some will give 30. whatever their strength could. And then we gather those little ones, and out of that, by God's
You do
grace,
what you can do.
we do what we can do. And then once in a while, you get somebody come back and buy and then say, oh, here, this is, give you something a little
Big.
heavy, you know. Yeah. So that has been the way. And so also the listeners there are some who says, okay, I would like to partner with you, and I will contribute monthly. They can do that. That also, they can find the form on our website, be a partner with us on our website, and then they can send the form to us. Once we receive the form, we'll send it to the bank to set it up, and then every month they can donate through the account towards this cause as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been at this for 15 years. Tell me some of your success stories. Like,
Oh.
yes, on Sunday I went to church, right? And as I was leaving, one girl said, Auntie Anna, come. And this girl just started talking about how she's been watching me since she was a child, and she does what she does because she saw me and she knew that she could. And the people that were standing there were like, if she's as good as you are with what she does, then you are. And I walked away and I just thank God, right? So, and it felt good that in living the way I've lived, in spite of my own sorrow, in spite of my own struggle, in spite of my own suffering, I've touched somebody's life. And this is one. You mentioned Francis Atta, who is doing marvelous.
Yes.
But in Ghana, tell me, what have been some of your success stories? Because without those success stories, damn, this is hard work.
The success stories are so, sometimes I don't even know which one to pick.
To bring.
Yes. They are orphans. They are orphans. That children that were picked up, that they were orphans, and today they are finished university.
Wow. Wow.
There are children that we gave books to. Remember, there was one girl who was doing law, and she didn't have any books. He came to my husband, and then the books were laid down, and she picked up the books. And when she picked up the books and she went to school, not knowing the same books is what the professor is using. And the professor will make copies for them to buy every time he's coming in. And this girl today has become a lawyer and gone up. The professor was saying, how did you get to know all these things? This girl now is a lawyer. There's so much stories. We have children that, because of hunger, they were just going wayward, but today they are all gone back to school. So the little things you do for somebody and the little words you say to somebody encourage them and takes them a long way.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah. For us, when we see, there is one story. There was this boy, we went to a hospital to visit. And this boy was just laying in his bed. Mr. Anna, he won't come up. So my husband drew near to him and started talking to him. And then he found out that he was going to secondary school or tertiary, but he needed certain amount of money to buy books, which he didn't have. So my husband encouraged him. Then the following day, we packed up books and then brought it to the boy. In the evening, we're going to visit. We were told the boy is discharged. The nurses said they did not understand because this boy will not even rise up to eat. But when he got the books, he just sat in his bed and started reading. He read throughout the night, and then the following day, he packed his things and went home.
Out.
Today, he's a teacher.
Dear God.
So what was lacking, and he didn't really want to raise his head, was that, what am I going to do? He didn't have hope in life. It's like, I cannot even have a book to go to school. What am I going to do?
He was broken.
He was broken. So he was laying in bed.
So he can die.
He want to die. He won't eat. He won't drink. The nurses were calling him. They would do everything. But once he got the book that he needed,
That was it.
That was it.
Well, my sister, you are planting hope, you're bringing joy. And I know the reason why I wanted us to talk a bit about some of your success stories is because I want people to see where it started, how it's going, and what is possible,
Oh,
right?
yes.
So now you're saying this boy is a teacher
He's
with
a
hope.
teacher.
So
Yes.
now, from the help that you gave him, maybe he will find the need to reach out to other people. We have just a few minutes left. Give us a good, inspiring word from God to end this interview, something that will inspire us, something that will touch our hearts, so that when we're donating, we know that God is on our side and He'll fill us in wherever we take from.
Thank you, Miss Anna. My dear beloved ones that you are listening to me, know that every challenge, like I started in the beginning, in every challenge, there is a solution. In every bitterness, there is joy. You might have gone through something and you think God has deserted you. I want to encourage you this day that look beyond your pain and rise up to do something. Rise up. Don't let your bitterness keep you where you are. The pain, maybe you have lost a child. I am sitting here, I've lost a child before. It was painful. You know, I have had pain, I have pain in my body. It's painful. But you see, God knows what He is doing out of our situations. Nothing has come to an end until God says the day you lay down your head on the ground, on your bed, that is the day that your life has come to an end. But until then, you have a lot to do to touch lives. You
Mm,
need to inspire somebody. Make it a point to touch somebody in your community, in your neighborhood. Even in Canada here, there are children that are broken, they are poor. We started doing the same thing in will be Christmas. We will bake cakes, and we go to have a friend who has secondhand clothing and look for jackets, and we go to downtown and give to people. You can do something,
mm.
even if it's 5 meal. You can touch one person at a time.
Yes.
One person. Jesus said a story. He says a man has 100 sheep and one get lost. He leaves the 99 and go and look for one. Jesus is not saying look for 10 or 20 at a time, one soul at a time.
One soul at a time.
One soul at a time. We can make a difference. We complain that, oh, the children, the youth, this, the youth, that. Look, all the youth is looking for is love.
Mm.
Share love. These boys that has become who they have become today is because of the love we show them. We did not preach them, even though we are ministers. We do not open the Bible and say, this is what God is saying.
Yes.
But we show them love. After we have spoken with them, I open my heart and say, here, come on. Auntie loves you. Give me a hug. You see, that makes a difference in their lives.
That makes a difference in their lives.
There is a lot you can do to make a difference in the life of a child. Speaking good about them. Let's speak positive about this youth.
Mm.
Don't let us always look at them like they are going to hell. No, they are not.
They are
They
not.
only need somebody to speak love into their heart. They need hope. Somebody to show them the way. They are lost.
They are
And
lost.
we should remember, we were all once like that.
Thank
It
you.
doesn't matter where you are coming. You could be a rich man's child, but one time you were rebellious and you
Mm.
needed love. So let us all come together and make the world a best place, the better place that we can all make in your community, in your neighborhood, in your job. Look, always open our eyes and look for something that you can do to make somebody better. Bring a lunch to somebody. There are sometimes your coworker is going through abuse in her family, but you drawing closer to the person will save the person's soul. There is
Sister
so much.
Miss Amma, thank you so much for these words of inspiration. And Sophie, if you can post the website again, please. Miss Amma, tell us
Hmm.
again. Families of today.
Families
Yes.
of today tomorrow.org
And then
or
there's a
a
child
child
smile.
smile dot org, and then
It is
slash donate now. That is where you can make your donations through the portals there. There's a portals
we
where you can make your donation.
we thank God. And you know, it says, whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. And
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I needed to have this conversation with Reverend Dr. Ama Owusu so that we could understand what is going on out there in the world. Poverty is not just about the pocket. Poverty in the pocket leads to poverty in the mind, leads to poverty in the soul, leads to wickedness and danger. And so, for all of us who have been blessed, do your best to donate. If you can't reach the website or whatever, get in touch with me and I will help. I'll do the best I can for us to support my sister and my brother, because sometimes I see them on the road and I'm like, wow, when I get to Ghana, I'll call them. But when I get to Ghana, fear cripples me because even just focusing on Accra in our little area alone is burdensome. They have included travel and suffering and all of that. May God bless, keep and protect you and yours. May He go
amen,
ahead of you in everything that you do. May He heal you of all your physical ache, spiritual ache, mental ache.
amen,
May He
amen.
be with you every step of the way. And if you give me courage, you have to talk to me, man.
This year you are coming. I am taking you. Don't worry, it's not that fearful. I will take care of you. So
So
make sure you come with me this Christmas. Come and let's go feed the children.
thank you so much. Thank you,
Yes,
my sister, for coming on the show. I pray that we will all share this video so it will go far, so that people will hear the message. And I will see you soon for us to talk even more. Ladies and
yes,
gentlemen, it's been Reverend Dr. Ama Owusu, changing the world, giving a child a smile. And some of the children that she has given a smile are now adults who are also impacting lives as teachers, as lawyers, as preachers, and all of that, because she brings the word of God to them. Stay blessed, everyone. And don't forget, achildsmile.com. Bye bye. Sister Amma,
dot org,
achildsmile.org.
dot org.
Please,
Yes.
please, please. We need the money. We need the money. Thank you very much, Sister Amma. We'll talk soon. Take
God
care.
bless you, Anna. Thank you
You
so much
too.
for having.
And thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was an inspirational Anna show, which is inspiring. This conversation is inspiring. So go ahead, go on and make a difference, donate, or find something around you to donate to, and let's all make the world a better place. Stay blessed, be encouraged, be inspired. Bye bye.